So I mean, earlier on, you kind of dropped a couple books, and I think you had mentioned like the Purple Cow. You had mentioned the Guide for Dummies with Commodities. So
Right.
I want you to kind of like make a recommendation for like the top two books, or just books that kind of resonate outside of those two books in your mind that kind of help you to get to where you are on your journey.
I mean, the first two books, the must read for every entrepreneur is Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. It's just a no brainer. It is the Bible, been around, still applicable for 100 some odd years now. And the principle that he covers in there is the law of attraction, of how to make your thoughts become a reality. And that was the most influential book in my entrepreneurial career, hands down. And then the next one is Stephen Covey's Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And that one then changed my perspective, specifically the begin with end in mind side of things, of being at your own funeral, and writing the eulogy from four different people in your life's point of view. And when you anchor to that exercise of understanding of how you want to be remembered, you start to really realign your priorities rather quick.
Hmm.
And so then with the combination of those two books, then I've built on that. I mean, I've read, man, in the last 10 years, I've read about 300 books. By the way, I have ADD and I'm dyslexic. So when I say read, I'm listening to on Audible. I'm listening at 2 or 3x speed. I can't physically read well. And so like when I say read, I unlocked reading through Audible.
Hmm.
So for anybody else out there that has a struggle reading and I didn't have time to, I would go for a walk, and I listen to a book on 2, 3x speed, and it is the way you can crush through so much beautiful content. Um, those two really were game changers. And I think the one thing that Napoleon Hill misses in his Think and Grow Rich is what we now know on the neuroscience side is like what the law of attraction is, which is in order for you to be able to, you can't just put a thought out there. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. Right. It just doesn't work like that, where you just put a thought out there. It just goes into the kind of the ether. But when you attach an elevated emotion to it, when you get into a high vibration of like gratitude or love or thankfulness, and you feel right now what it would be like right now to one day achieve that goal or have that thing. But today, now you're feeling it and you're truly in it.
Hmm.
You're tricking your neurochemistry, your body, to feel like you've already gotten the thing that you are trying for. And now when you put the thought out there, it's not the opposite end of the magnet that pushes it away, because when you're in lack or scarcity, I want it so bad and I'm so afraid I'm never going to get it. That actually pushes our dreams farther away. When you come from a place of gratitude and wholeness and fulfillment, that's what attracts it back.
Hmm.
And that was the piece that I didn't connect the dots on in the Napoleon Hill side of things until I really started diving into the meditation world and studying Joe Dispenza, and Bruce Lipton, and really understanding how the neurochemistry of our body functions, combined with like Western medicine, Western science, Eastern meditation, and then kind of the entrepreneurial lens of it all, and using that to retrain my subconscious mind in the mornings and in the evenings, to go in the direction of my dreams. And then all of a sudden, over time, things start happening where I'm like, well, that's weird, right? And I'm no longer, and like I just put that out to the universe. I can't believe this is happening already. And then you start to like see that, and then you're like, I believe this is real now. So let's start playing with it, right? And I remember one of the things I did is I put an affirmation saying, unexpected checks arrive in the mail. Now, who gets checks? I don't get checks. I mean, it's, like nobody gets checks, right? And this was like 6 months of kind of, I was just subconscious priming. It wasn't just this, I had a handful of things. And then that year I got a tax return for 10 G's for the first time that I've always owed, because as an entrepreneur, you need to pay more and blah, 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 right? I'd never gotten a tax return ever. And I was like, okay, this is weird, but I'll take it. It's very interesting. And so I've been playing with the neuroscience of the subconscious training and priming, which is the extension of the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich classic text all centered around how thoughts become things, and how to and how that has harnessing the power of your mind to create riches, however you define them. It doesn't need to be financial. It could be heart centered. It could be love. It could be whatever. Riches as however you define them, using your thoughts to manifest and create.